we've already created with our anchor widget, we might want to add some additional functionality. For example, we might want to give the user the option to open the link in a new window. In this case, we're going to explore a new control type, but also if-then conditional statements within an EverWeb widget, which are somewhat of an advanced feature. Just like we have here with variable names, we can actually include an if-then statement using any control. So for example, if a control contains a certain value, we can output certain HTML. If it doesn't contain that value, we can output other HTML. Now, in the case of making a link open up in a new window, we would have to add the target attribute, like this. Now, in this case, we only want to include this attribute if the user has selected to open the link in a new window. So let's create a new control. In this case, we need a checkbox, and the control will say, the control will have a unique variable name once again. We'll add our label, and the default value we can set as true, which means by default, a link will open in a new window unless the user deselects this option. When we click OK, we'll see that our variable name is added to our HTML, but we have to customize this a bit. So we'll remove the last three characters, and to do an if-then statement, we include the value in brackets and then 2 slashes. In this case, we're saying if this variable is set to true, so if the checkbox is checked, we want to include this code. So these 2 slashes and the following slashes with our variable name, like this, will force EverWeb's widget editor to output target underscores blank. So any text within these slashes and these slashes to be outputted if this checkbox is set to true. So if we click OK, we can see that our checkbox is now added. The default value is set to true, and we have our control label set and everything's working. So we can simply click Save. Now our widget will be updated. When we return to EverWeb, in order to see our updated settings, we need to click another page, go back to our original page, and then click the widget, and you'll see we now have the Open in New Window setting. So when that's clicked, and I preview in my web browser, when I click the link, it's now opening up in a new window. If I were to go back and deselect that option and preview once again, when I click the link, it opens in the same window.